Hey everybody, hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody's enjoying their summer. Today I'm going to be doing a ranking of a group called Mystery from Canada, who kind of got their first initiative lineup of the band in about 1986 and released their debut album in 1996. So there was a little bit of a space in there where they were refining themselves, etc. Anyways, I'm going to say this before I get started. This is just my picks. These aren't in any means written in stone, but this is the order of the albums that I listen to personally. So let's get started. And number 8 for me is their sophomore album, Destiny. A good album. I just think it's was maybe a little bit rushed, sounds to me, but in the end, it's still a great album, and I'm going to say this now. Mystery does not have a bad album, and this by no means is a bad album. It's just probably the one I least listen to. Okay, coming in the number 7 space is their latest album, Redemption. A decent album. I'm not going to say it's one of my favorites. It's low on the list for a reason. But like I said, with Destiny, Mystery does not make a bad album, and this by no means is. I just find it, to me personally, like most music, it just doesn't reach out and kind of grab me like some of them do. Maybe because I haven't given it enough years listen, because I've kind of been a fan of the band since probably when The World Is a Game came out. So it's been a while, and this album maybe just needs more time with me. Okay, coming in at number 6 is their debut album, Theater of the Mind. And yes, that has got to be, I'm going to be gentle with this, kind of a silly cover. Um, Whatever. I mean, we can't, it's the music that counts. And it's a very good album. And it's a good place to start if you're new to the band. I would recommend you actually start with the album, Theater of the Mind. Number 5 is an album where they started really to come into their own. People started taking note of them, and they were starting to be a force to be reckoned with. And this is the first album with Benoit David on vocals, and this album, of course, is Beneath the Veil of Winter's Face. Great album, and if you want the more modern sounding Mystery as a point of kind of going from the beginning, I recommend this album to start. I also recommend the first one to start because you can, the Theater of the Mind, so you can kind of hear from A to B and in between how they grew. It's a fascinating listen. Okay, so coming in the 4th position is the album Lies and Butterflies, which was hard for me to place because the remaining 3 are so perfect, and this album, The Lies and Butterflies, is just a hair weaker than the other 3. I don't like to say that because it's, like I said, it was hard to rank. It was the hardest album to place, but it had to go somewhere. Having said that, these other 3 albums I consider complete masterpieces, and they should be in everybody's collection, whether you're a prog music lover or not, or just love good music. You need these in your collection. So coming in at the number 3 is going to be Disillusion Rain. Oh, what an album this is. This is kind of where they really kind of crossed over and became the band they are now. It gained them a lot of popularity, and it shows. This album is pretty flawless, like I said. And then coming in at the number 2 position is going to be The World Is a Game. This was my introduction to the band, and this album is always going to be one of my favorites. These 2 kind of, they could crisscross any day of the week. It's really hard to say which is the number one and which is the number two. So I'm going to put One Among the Living in there right now because I believe it is the best and the strongest out of the three. And you can't go wrong with any of these albums, including the lower four. So once again, please check these guys out. You won't be disappointed. And they're a great, great band, and support them. Go online, go to their website, buy this music, and yeah, just enjoy them. They're a great neo-progressive rock band from my home of Canada, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. And we'll see you in the next video, guys, and take care. Good night.